Welcome, everyone. I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we have a mission to wake the world up to what's possible. And here today to help me with that mission is one of the most amazing author experts of a new book that we have coming out. This one is called Mindset Mastery: Awareness, Meditation, Mindfulness, and Manifestation for the Spiritual Warrior. Amber, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you, Laura. So good to see you.
I'm excited to have this conversation with you. You guys, we put a book together that's a collaboration of real stories and master teachings. Our authors are sharing their lives and the tools they've used to thrive with you. And today's author and guest is Amber Kleid. Am I getting your last name pronounced correctly?
It's actually
Clyde.
Clyde.
Okay, I said it and I'm like, it's not Kleid, Laura. I think it's Clyde. So Amber Kleid is a yoga instructor and mindfulness mentor who helps women navigate their way to nourishing self-care. So, first of all, Amber, thank you so much for being willing to share your story and your teachings in this book. You guys, there's a lot of awareness practices in this book, like Amber's, that are going to transform your life. I'm very excited about sharing these experts with you. So, Amber, share a little bit about your chapter with us.
Oh, I'm so excited. So I have had this journey since I was a little girl of self-loathing. And when I started to practice my yoga and I started to get into mindfulness, like it's like the roof blew off, Laura. Like I just, all these things started to unfold and my life just opened and I feel freer. I feel just unlocked from all of these things that I was stuck under for so long. And it all really starts with self-care, just taking that first step and really just kind of feeling into allowing yourself to become open to new things and being nourished.
So, if I had a little window into your home today or any day, and I was looking at you in your daily practice, what would I be seeing and hearing you do?
So every morning I wake up about 6:50 and I do a 20 to 30 minute meditation. And I usually do insight timer, sometimes white noise, to kind of cut the noise from the dreams and stuff. And then I'll wake up and I do about a 20, 30 minute yoga practice. And I connect to my higher power for a few moments. I check into my inner Amber and check how she's doing. And then I have breakfast and get on with my day. And then I teach yoga quite a few times a week and just really like to bring the practice to others.
I love that. You said something that got me curious. You said the noise from the dreams. Will you talk
Mm.
about that for a minute?
Just, waking up and meditation really just allows me to release anything that has popped up throughout the night. Sometimes we go to bed and we have a lot of things resting heavy on our hearts. And so when I wake up in the morning doing the meditation is just the first thing that can really kind of let go of that stagnant energy, that stays with us. And it just helps me start anew, helps me start fresh.
Thanks for talking about that. When I heard that, I thought, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some mornings where the dreams upon my waking, it doesn't seem like they would serve me very well if I hung on to what that was in terms of that energy or whatever. And is there anything else
Yeah.
you want to say about that, like to help us understand? The first of the morning practice is really important for me too.
Yes. I have a very talkative mind. I like, what people normally call squirrel brain. And so it's just very important for me to get grounded first thing in the morning. And oh, and I also journal. I journal for about 10 minutes. I put some music on and I journal. And, I set my intention for the day. I surrender to whatever is lying ahead that, might that I might need a little bit more help from, someone else who's listening, a little higher power action there. And I just kind of, I'm grateful. I write down what I'm grateful for, and that really just helps me move into the day with a more open heart, ready to give and receive. You know?
Okay, so this topic of mindset, like I'm such a mindset geek. Like to me, awareness is everything. And it's what makes a difference really between kind of a mediocre life and an amazing life. And so when I
Yeah.
think about mindset and awareness, I put those two together, and my awareness practice is about my mindset. And so what I want to know from you is, what does being a mindset master mean to you?
Gosh, for me, just what you said, being aware. For me, it started in my body. I had such a disconnect in my body. A lot of what in the book, you'll be able to read a lot of what that was all about without diving into it today. But once I started to make that connection with my body, your body is your best barometer to show you how you feel. And so when I was able to start connect with those emotions and the way that my body would react to certain things, I was able to be more discerning about actions that I took, about communication that I would have, about people I would let into my life. And it just all started with breath work and coming to the mat and moving and feeling. And Laura, it didn't happen overnight. I mean, we're talking about, weeks, months, years before I got to this place to really feel confident to share it with other people. I know that it works. Yeah.
So you touched on something that I think is really important that I've written about a lot. That is, it's body awareness for me. So we use this term awareness a lot, and I wrote about it being first body awareness. It's mind awareness, but it's both, right? Like it's
Yeah.
all integrated. But thanks for bringing that piece up. At my
Yeah.
beginnings in physical therapy, physical like body,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're a gift because it started the practice of, like, what do I feel? And what's the message I'm getting? Like right here in this beautiful sacred vessel. What else do you want to say about that?
Mm-hmm. It's just so important, especially for women who have had trauma, to not be afraid to feel what comes up. Most of my life, I spent in a box. I wouldn't allow myself to feel outside of that box. And now I don't think I could spend a day not coming into myself, not coming into that awareness and checking in. I really feel like I would be lost. Like I finally feel like I know myself. Like I'm just starting to, like, I've shed all these skins, and over the last decade I feel like I'm rebirthed. I feel like I'm a new person, and I'm getting to know myself differently. Yeah. So don't be afraid of that shadow.
Yes. Yes, with an exclamation point on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know about you guys, I'm getting the goosebumps with some of these things that Amber's talking about, because
Mm.
it's that foundational to a juicy, juicy life. I want you to be brave like that too. I want you to go there. So Amber, I know you have a lot going on other than writing for this book. So like, how do people work with you? What do you want to share with us today about what's been going on with you in your business?
So one thing that I've been doing, it's called Mindfulness Camp. And I've done a couple of these live. We meet for 5 days in a row for about 30 minutes, and I teach my clients breath work, and we do meditations. We do just a little bit of movement, but it's all that juicy stuff that really helps us notice and be aware of all these things that are happening in our lives, even the day-to-day things that we just don't pay attention to. It's so important to kind of draw that awareness in. And so I'm going to do another live one coming up in 2023, which I'm really excited about, but I'm also preparing it so people can do it on their own time and do it for themselves. So I'm putting together a nicely little packaged mindfulness camp for those that, maybe can't show up at the time that I, decide to do it. And I teach online yoga a couple times a week. And of course, I live here in Western North Carolina in Waynesville, and people can join me there. And that is just a great place to connect and find nourishment for yourself and start to get you on that path to more mindfulness and exploration of self.
I love it. Mindfulness camp. We all need
Yeah.
this camp, all
Yeah.
adults and probably children too. Although I know you're serving mostly adults these days, but when we do this camp, we affect everybody around us, including if you're a parent, including your clients, including your family, including like you're doing this work for yourself first. But when you really understand the responsibility you're taking by adopting that practice, it just becomes very interesting and it becomes world changing to me.
Yes. And it's neat that you say that, because I've noticed my relationships change too, because I've changed in the way that I show up. Um, and I find that fascinating. It's so much fun now to watch people and see people and kind of understand now why they do the things that they do, because I have been there. And I really just want to help people, mostly women who have had trauma, but not necessarily, but I just want to help them connect back to themselves, because that trauma takes so much away, you know, and we lose so much of ourselves when that happens, and we don't even know it, because a lot of the time it's childhood trauma. And to be able to come back and find ourselves again as an adult, what a magical gift, Laura. I just,
Magical gift. You can say that
yeah,
again. I
yeah.
mean, so honestly, you guys, one of the biggest missions I have with every one of our Brave Healer Productions book titles is to help our readers live extraordinary lives. You can hear from Amber that that's part of her mission as well.
Mm-hmm.
So to you listeners, no matter where you are on your journey, these books will help you answer that question, like what else is possible for your life? So
Mm.
Amber, I was wondering if you could share a simple stepping stone that you'd like the listeners to understand that they might be able to take to kind of help them on the journey. What's that one thing you want them to know today?
Oh my God, the simplest thing that you can do for yourself, Laura, is any time in your day, take a minute, set a timer if you need to, and just breathe, just center, and notice after a minute how you feel, how your body feels, how your thoughts come to you. And just doing that every day is going to give you just this connection, and it'll build and it'll build and it'll build. And if you're not a meditator, it might feel a little funny at first, but it's just your breath. Your breath is with you all day. Your breath is your friend.
Did
Yeah.
everyone take a really deep breath just now like I did? All right. I hope
Mm.
you guys did. I hope you took the deep pelvic bowl breath. Breath work. It's also one of the fastest ways into that body awareness. Probably the fastest, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And for those that don't practice breath work, it just, I don't know, your breath, it just seems to be this thing that falls by the wayside, but it can be, you know, it's just your breath is the key to finding that peace, that inner peace.
Amber Kleid, thank you so much for what you do
Oh,
in the world. And thank you for being here today to share it with everyone.
thank you, Laura.
So, you guys, Mindset Mastery is coming out January of 23. But until then, if something you heard Amber say today made you curious, or you have a question, or you need some support, please scroll down to the show notes. You're going to be able to connect with Amber on her website there, and she's very generously there for you to help you
Mm-hmm.
take those next steps. So check out all of the amazing things that she has coming up, including Mindfulness Camp.
Yeah.
You're also invited to continue the conversation and meet our community in the Brave Healer Book Club on Facebook. So that link is below for you. And of course, the book launch party, come help us celebrate. That's going to be on January 22nd. And we have Zoom information for you below. All of the co-authors of Mindset Mastery are going to be there sharing their wisdom and their inspiration with you. You got to love a party, right? And
Yeah.
if you're listening anytime around these dates that I'm throwing down, then probably means you can hop over to Amazon and pick up your copy of the book. It'll be ready by then. And we can't wait to hear how you enjoyed it. And lastly, today, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. So come on over to bravehealer.com and explore all the ways we help you share your message with the world in a bigger way, including the Brave Healer Writers Retreat we have coming up in the new year in Sedona. It's time to be brave, you guys. See you next time, everyone. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.